I'm a little itty bitty kitty cat walking through the forest. Hi, my name is Horace. I'm a bit of a tourist. I like to use words to make a chorus. I'm a WRAPSTAR. I'm gonna go not too close, but not too far. Hey, I'm sorry about all that. I'm a little bitty kitty cat. Okay, we're not gonna. Welcome to Prelude to Ulysses. This is the channel where me, Dave, pretends to be Alex and I read books. No one is interested in watching it or listening to it. So for all my viewers that don't exist, let's get started. I'm a little bitty kitty cat walking through the forest. Hi, my name is Horace. I'm a bit of a tourist. That was good. I'm a bit of a tourist. I wrap presents like a chorus. Bad day, good day at work. Shit, man. I love you. Don't say that to people. No one's there. Good. So we're gonna be. This is Alex reads the Popolvuh. Popolvuh. It's the sacred book of the ancient chpt or quiche Maya. We'll figure out how to say that word about eventually. It's the shit. I love it. I love you. No, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make it weird for you. Okay, let's just keep going. Last time, shit got made, bro. It was cool. I fucking loved it. Let's see how far we go before I begin to hate it. I think I've quit reading The Secret History of the World. I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm not getting anything out of the Bible either, but I feel like it's a little different. I feel like I have to read it. Why? Well, don't talk about that shit, okay? None of that has anything to do with the Popolvuh. None of that has anything to do with the Popolvuh. Today we're going to focus on enunciating properly. And instead of just producing a marble mouth, I love you. Stop saying that. Okay. Chapter 2, Popolvuh. This is Alex reads the Popolvuh. I'm a little itty bitty kitty cat walking through the forest. I'm a bit of a tourist. My name is Horace. I like to rap in a chorus. Zip zap zoodle. It ain't cool to hit a poodle with a pool noodle. That was pre-planned. Chapter 2. When, then... You okay? Are you ready to start? Let's fucking do it, bro. I'm into it. Yeah. No, I'm into it. Then they made the small wild animals, the guardians of the woods. Love it. The spirits of the mountains. I'm going to do that when I do a footnote. The spirits of the mountains. I'm not going to read the Chike translation because I think I fuck it up a lot. All right, I'll try. Shaki Nual, Shaki Puz, Shabanata Vi. The spirits of the mountains. Them Sasquatches. The expression Puz Noir is used to indicate the magic power to create or transform one thing into another. Puz Noir Haleb, says Father Barella, was the sorcery used by Indians to transform themselves into balls of fire, eagle, and animals. Did I already read this part? There's another transformative nature thing. Whatever, maybe I fucked everything up. The deer, the birds, pumas, jaguars, serpents, snakes, vipers, guardians of the thickets. Oof, love it. Do you think pumas, jaguars, and deer are small wild animals? They're probably the biggest animals that they had in Central America. Well, what would be bigger? The biggest animals are in Africa and in the ocean. Whales, giraffes, beets, Oh, hold on for a second. Those are the guardians of the thickets that they made. Fucking beautiful. I love it. And the forefathers asked, shall there be only silence? Shall there be only silence and calm under the trees, under the vines? It is well that hereafter there be someone to guard them. So once again, it's kind of told out of order, right? They probably asked, should we put something there before they put something there, but whatever. Or maybe I'm misreading it. I read the wrong footnote. That because I did read that before, for shiz. All right, I'm sorry. So the spirits of the mountains. Let's go backwards. Literally, which is U Vinakil Huabu, which is literally the little man of the forest. Beautiful. The Indians in ancient times believed that the forests were peopled with these little beings, guardians, spirits of the forest, hobbits. A species of hobgoblin similar to the Alux, A-L-U-X, of the Maya. The memorial Kachikal calls them Ru Vinakil Chi, from Chi is tree, which Father Koto translates as the hobgoblin which walks into the mountains. Father Koto, I don't recall reading about you. Probably because I skipped a lot. Hobgoblin which walks in the mountains. I fucking don't. Can we look up hobgoblin? Is that no way is this a word. No fucking way is a hobgoblin in the dictionary. Libel. So I just committed libel. If hobgoblins are real. I don't want to diminish a real people. But I've watched enough Spider-Man the animated series to know that hopscotch, hoof, honey, honeyed, hollow phrase. What the fuck? A single word expressing the ideas of a phrase or sentence. I could do that. Pretty good, huh? Ho. Hives, dang it. Hobo. Hobsons, nope. Hobnob, hobnail, hobby, hobby horse, hobgoblin. Fucking, I'm so sorry, people. My little hobgoblin friends. Something causing superstitious fear. Boogie, B-O-G-Y. A mischievous goblin, B-O-G-Y. All right, we'll go to the dictionary. B-O-G-Y. What the fuck is that word? Bogey? Banknote, behave, bid, bounce, boot, bond, bonhomie, bonhomie. It means genial. Stop it. Bongos. Bogey. Bogey, B-O-G-Y, B-O-G-E-Y, or B-O-G-I-E. Get this. First definition, a hobgoblin. Number 2, anything that haunts, frightens, or harasses. Number 3, a real or imagined barrier that must be overcome. Dope. A hobgoblin which walks in the mountains, and by another name, the Zaki Kokshol. According to the Memorial, which is a book, the ancient Kachiko used to speak with these little men who were the spirits of the volcano of Fuego, Rukux Huya Chigal, called Zaki Koshal. Zaki Koshal. Koshal. Whatever, we're good. It is well that we should. Okay, so let's go back to the main text. We've made it 3 sentences in. Perfect. Shall there be only silence and calm under the trees, under the vines? It is well that hereafter there be someone to guard them. Oof, guard those vines. Them deer's going to be eating them, though, so I don't know. That's their penance. Penance is a bad thing. Is it? It's their pay. So they said when they meditated and talked. Promptly the deer and the birds were created. Immediately they gave home to the deer and birds. You, deer, shall sleep in the fields by the riverbank and in the ravines. The deer are like, dope, ravines. We fucking love ravines. That's not in the book. Here you shall be amongst the thicket, amongst the pasture. In the woods you shall multiply. You shall walk on 4 feet, and they will support you. Thus be it done. So it was they spoke. I love that they made the deer first. We need deer before people. Fucking, come on, man. Then, when they assigned homes to the birds big and small, you shall live in the trees and in the vines. There you shall make your nests. There you shall multiply. There's ground nesting birds. Fucking evil gods. Forgetting all about the killdeer. Fucking immediately. Killdeer. They're ground nesters. Okay. I feel like this is not the best episode. Let's move on. When they also assigned homes to the birds, you already said that, there you shall make your homes in the nests, and there you shall multiply. There you shall trees and vines. Okay, there you shall increase in the branches of the trees and in the vines. Thus the deer and the birds were told. They did their duty at once. And go hang out and fuck? Fuck yeah, deer and birds are cool. And all sought their homes and their nests. My specific life, in the specific area I live, the animals that I knew first of all, birds, deer, squirrels. That were in my life. But I mean, besides dogs. Dogs are like people, though. Especially this cute little motherfucker. Okay. And the creation of all the 4-footed animals and the birds being finished, they were told by the Creator and the Maker and the forefathers. So are the forefathers the hurricane people? Yes. Everyone's a forefather. Speak, cry, warble, call, speak each one according to your variety. Beautiful. Each according to your kind. Racist. So it was. Said to the deer, the birds, pumas, jaguars, and serpents. Beautiful. Be you. Be the thing you are. Flourish. Go kill the deer. Pumas. I'm not talking about the killdeer bird. That might have been confusing. Don't mumble. Use your mouth to enunciate the words that you're trying to say, bro. In the creation, speak then our names. Praise us, your mother, your father. Invoke then Hurakan, chpt, Raksa Kakula, the heart of heaven, the heart of earth, the creator, the maker, the forefathers. Speak, invoke us, adore us, they were told. Interesting. I have much less of a problem with these gods wanting to be loved and adored than the Christian God. Because these guys are kind of like, they're not like, I don't know. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm such an anti-Christian person. I mean, I'm okay with Christianity. Sort of. The people are not good most of the time. I don't know. You're full of shit, man. You're so full of your shit. I don't know if that's true. It is true. You're full of shit. I know, but now you have people that you met, and you've judged a whole swath of people based on it. Yeah, I know. I think any good Christian would never vote to... shut the fuck up. Okay? You're right with that one. Kind of a duke a lot of the time. Dick, I meant. Dude, you're not doing good. Neither are you, fuckface. Okay, they want to be loved and adored. So first they made the deers, and then the birds, and they made everything, and they're like, hey, dude, just be you. Protect this shit. Be yourself. But you got to know our names, and you got to love us. And they're talking to the deer and the jaguars, which is extraordinarily funny. They want to be invoked and adored by them. I want deer to love me too. But they could not make them speak like men. Oh, beautiful. So their fucking hubris of trying to produce something that is not up to the standards of what they thought. They thought they were creating something capable of loving them back. Wow. But they weren't exactly. Amazing. I love that. But they could not make them speak like men. They only hissed and screamed and cackled, which is what they told them to do. And they were unable to make words. I would disagree. Birds talk. Deer talk. And each screamed in a different way. I mean, didn't they tell them to do that? Whatever. When the Creator and the Maker saw that it was impossible for them to talk to each other, they said, "It is impossible for them to say our names, the names of us, their creators and makers. This is not well," said the forefathers to each other. Said the forefathers to each other. Is my brain showing? Then they said to them, "Because it has not been possible for you to talk, you shall be changed. We have changed our minds. We have changed our minds. Your food, your pasture, your homes, and your nests you shall have. They shall be by the ravines, and the woods, because it has not been possible for you to adore us or invoke us. There shall be those who adore us. We shall make other beings who shall be obedient. Accept your destiny. Your flesh shall be torn to pieces. So shall it be. This shall be your lot." Kind of vindictive bitches, aren't they? I don't know. I'm okay with it. So they said, when they made known their will to the large and small animals which are on the face of the earth. I want to make it clear again that this is the structure of these paragraphs are not necessarily chronological feeling. I might be totally wrong, but like they told them to be the way that they are, but then they're mad about it. So I just think that this is translated from a language that views time as in a different manner than we're used to with most literature. Like especially when talking about something ancient or like prehistory, like this is their creation myth. So instead of discussing it as one thing after another, it seems like this has been translated from a text that said all of this happened at once, right? And it was kind of describing them more as like as you would view a painting. Does that make sense? Probably not. This is my feeling, and I'm frequently wrong. They wished to give another trial. They wished to give them another trial. They wished to make another attempt. They wished to make all living things adore them. But they could not understand each other's speech. They could succeed in nothing and could do nothing. For this reason, they were sacrificed, and the animals which were on earth were condemned to be killed and eaten. I mean, not all birds are worth eating, really. I mean, is that true? I don't know. Like, I think there's certain animals that just aren't worth it to kill. Like, it's not worth the effort and energy you put into killing, like, a fucking quarter-pound bunny. Like, it's not going to sustain you. Whatever. But they could not understand each other's speech. They could succeed in nothing and could do nothing. For this reason, they were sacrificed, and the animals which were on earth were condemned to be killed and eaten. For this reason, another attempt had to be made to create and make men by the Creator, the Maker, and the forefathers. Let us try again. Already dawn draws near. So all that took place, I think, in a day, right? Number 3. Dawn draws near. That's a footnote sound, remember. Mi shiopel raushik Rauschik u Zakalik, which is already the time of planting nears. Okay, so dawn doesn't necessarily mean the dawn of a day, but perhaps the dawn of a year or something else. It's the meaning which Brosio, the time of planting occur, is near, is the meaning which Brosio de Bourbourg incorrectly gives to the sentence. My apologies for trying to analyze it before I read the sentence. Getting ahead of events because man has not yet been created, nor had agriculture yet been practiced. Oof. Vorberg, bro, that's a egregious mistake. So the Quiche were not practicing agriculture? Not when this was written, apparently. Okay. The dawn already draws near. Let us make him who shall nourish and sustain us. What shall we do to be invoked? What shall we do to be invoked, in order to be remembered on earth? We have already tried with our first creations, our first creatures, but we could not make them praise and venerate us. So then, let us try to make obedient, respectful beings, who will nourish and sustain us. Nourish, they are fed by praise. It's beautiful. And I mean, that would, gods are weird, bro. So what are these people? They're just there. They're just there. Starts with them. It's cool. Whatever. I fucking love this. This is so much more fun. Okay. No, we're good. Nourish and sustain us. Thus they spoke. Interesting. Very sustain too. It's like they exist from, like, their ability to stay alive or in reality is based on their acknowledgement of producing the environment they're in, and that praise sustains their presence there. The knowledge that they, oh my god, it's interesting. Then was the creation and the formation of earth, of mud. They made man's flesh. And they saw that it was not good. It melted away. It was soft, did not move, had no strength. It fell down. It was limp. It could not move its head. Its face fell to one side. Its sight was blurred. It could not look behind. At first it spoke, but it had no mind. Quickly it soaked in the water and could not stand. And the Creator and the Maker said, "Let us try again, because our creatures will not be able to walk nor multiply. Let us consider this." Yeah, they probably want it just to be like, not just a praise machine, but to have a life of its own, to be able to walk around and bang. Then they broke up and destroyed their work and their creation. Phew. They broke up and destroyed their work and their creation. And they said, "What shall we do to perfect it, in order that our worshippers, our invokers, will be successful?" Thus they spoke when they conferred again. I think they just like keep on wandering and meditating and then returning to think about it or something. I mean, are they existing in a void with just two things that, or wait, it should be five things, right? Yeah, this is the hurricane, triplets, and mom and dad. Thus they spoke when they conferred again. Let us say again to Shipayakok, Shumukane, Hanapu Vush, Hanapu Uiti, Utiu, Utu. Cast your lot again. Try to create again. Are those the hurricane babies? Shmukane? I thought it was something else. It doesn't matter. A lot of these people have a bunch of different names, so I feel like this is going to continually be frustrating and confusing. Cast your lot again, try to create again. In this manner, the creator and the maker spoke to Shbayakok and Shmukane. I thought they were the same people. Maker, creator. Okay, so I think they're dissenting their spirits into these other characters. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how many characters are in this part. Then they spoke to those soothsayers, the grandmother of the day, the grandmother of the dawn. Ra'atit kwi ratit zak. The word atit may be taken here in the collective sense, including the two grandparents, Shbayakok and Shmukane, who are later called by their names in the text. The same expression is found further on. So they spoke to grandma and grandpa, or whatever, or both grandmas, as they were called by the creator and the maker. So they are the same people, okay. And whose names were Shbayakok and Shmukane, Xmucane. Remember, X means sh. And said Hurakan, Tepu, and Gukumats. Damn, I forgot everyone's name. When they spoke to the soothsayer, to the maker, who are the diviners. You must work together and find the means so that man, whom we are going to make, will nourish and sustain us, invoke and remember us. Enter then into council, grandmother, grandfather, our grandfather, Shbayakok, Shmukane, make light, make dawn, have us invoked, have us adored, have us remembered by created man, by made man, by mortal man. Thus it be done. Let your nature be known, Hanapu Vush, Hanapu Utyu, twice mother, twice father. Which is Kamul Alom, Kamul Kwaholom. The author calls Hanapu Vush 2 times mother and Hanapu Utyu, Utiu, Hanapu Utu 2 times father, thus giving the sex of each of the 2 members of the creator couple. Definitely confused on who's who. Nim'ak, which is the wild boar. Nima Tsis, which is the mom. It might be interpreted as a large tapir, T-A-P-I-R, those little ferret things. The tapir was the sacred animal of the Tzeltal Indians of Chiapas, and Bishop Nunez de la Vega says that, according to legend, Votan took a tapir to Huetlan, and that it multiplied in the waters of the river, which runs through Soconusco, a district in the present state of Chiapas, Mexico. Huh? I don't know what I just read. Doesn't matter. I'm going to rewind and say a few things again. Let your nature be known. You have to create men, right? Let your nature be known. Hunapu Vush, Hunapu Utu, twice mother, twice father. Nim'ak, Nima Tsis, the master of emeralds, the worker in jewels, the sculptor, the carver, the maker of beautiful plates, the maker of green gourds, the master of resin, the master Tolkat. Grandmother of the sun, Toltekat. Grandmother of the sun, grandmother of dawn, as you will be called by our works and our creatures. I'm going to back up to the word Toltelkan, T-O-T-L-E-C-A-T, Toltelkat. Here the text seems to enumerate the usual occupations of the men of that time. The author calls upon Akwar, who is evidently the one who carves emeralds or green stones, Ayamanik, the jeweler or silversmith, Achut, engraver or sculptor, Atsalam, carver or cabinet maker, Ahraxalak, he who fashions green or beautiful plates. Aharaxazel, Aharash, Ah, Ahrashazel, he who makes beautiful green vases or gourds called shikali or nahuatl. The word raksa has both meanings. Agul, he who makes the resin or copal. And finally, Atolcat, he who without doubt was the silversmith. The Tolteca were in fact skilled silversmiths who, according to the legend, were taught the art by Quetzalcoatl himself. Quetzalcoatl's a dragon or something? I wish I was dumb, not dumber, less dumb. I don't remember a lot of things. We're just having fun here, okay? Fun. Cast the lot of your grains of corn with the tziti, T-Z-I-T-E, tziti. It's a fruit that makes fences? Oh, it's a plant that grows fruit. Its fruit is a pod which contains red grains resembling a bean, which the Indians used and still do, together with grains of corn, in their fortune telling and witchcraft. In his Informe contra Idolarum Cultores, Sanchez de Aguilar says that the Maya Indians cast lots with a large handful of corn. As is seen, the practice, which is still observed by the Maya chpt, is of respectable antiquity. I mean, so if you have a piece of land, throw a bunch of corn and tziti, which is a bean, I guess. Who knows? It's fun. Do it thus. Do it, and so it will be done. And we shall know if we are to make or carve its mouth and eyes out of wood. The man, I think. Thus the diviners were told. I don't know how many people are creating this world at this point. I think they're just kind of repeating the name, and I think it's still just the regular people, but well, who knows? They went down at once to make their divination, and cast their lots with the corn and tziti. Fate, creature! Kib. So someone's talking, and they say, Fate, creature. Oh, boy. So now we're doing the footnote, okay? Which is bit. The first word is son, and Brasseur de Bourbourg translates it as such. But it also means fate, and this is evidently its meaning in this invocation. Fate, creature, said an old woman and an old man, and this old man was the one who cast the lots with tziti, the one called Shbayakok. Tziti, he who tells the fortune by the grains of tziti. Baseta interprets the word as sorcerer, who in this case is Shbayakok, which is grandpa. So grandpa's like, all right, fine, we'll make people again. I think they killed all the animals. I don't really know. Maybe they just. And the old woman who was the diviner, the maker, called Chirakan Shmukane. I'm not going to read the thing. She was a priest and a sorcerer, and these very respected. The aqua, which is some word in that sentence, aqui, Ahquih, aqua, was the priest and sorcerer, and these very respected officers are still so called in Chike. Abit is the creator and maker. Chirakan Shmukane is the same as the great Shmukane. Shmukane. Who knows what that means? I love it. Shmook. Hey, Shmook. Shmookane. Shmook's a good dog name. Beginning the divination, they said, get together, grasp each other, speak what we may hear, they said. Say it. if it is well that the wood be got together, and that it be carved by the Creator and the Maker. If it is well that the wood be got together, and that it be carved by the Creator and the Maker. And if this man of wood is he who must nourish and sustain us, when there is light, when it is day. Stand by me. I bought a meal that I'm gonna put in the oven. Let's talk about what's been going on so far, because this is a pretty cool chapter. So first of all, they're like, man, we gotta get someone to look after all this stuff of ours. So they made deer, and they made, don't want spaghetti sauce anywhere else. So they made the deer, and they made the birdies, and the jaguars, and they're like, you guys are fucking awesome. You should love us back. And they're like, rawr. They're like, and they're like, no, what? Which bummed him out a lot. I mean, I get it, right? So like, we need to make dudes. Dudes love us. Can I put Pyrex in the oven, you think? And so they just pulled some mud out the ground and then tried to make a mud man. And it was all gross and weird. And it like melted. And they're like, this thing's stupid as shit. Stupid people. Stupid fucking kids. We can't. This thing won't love us the way we need to be loved. You know? And so I guess they either destroyed everything that they had created already, or they didn't. I don't know. And then they're like, let's make a dude. And they're like, we need grandma and grandpa. Let's call everyone. They're like, dude, let's do this. Yeah. And they're like, fuck yeah. They're like, let's make this one out of wood. And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. Like, let's see if he's like cool in the daylight though. And here we are. So 37, 38. Okay. Thou corn, thou tziti. Oh yeah, then they threw a bunch of corn and shit to make sure that they knew what was going on. Thou tziti, thou fate, thou creature, get together, take each other. They said to the corn, to the tziti, the bean, to fate, to the creature. Come to the creature. Oof, man was called the creature. We are so Frankenstein-y, aren't we? I love it. Come to sacrifice here, hearts of heaven. Do not punish Tepu and Gukumats. Yep, I'm not reading the translation. Here other translators have rendered the verb quix, Q-U-I-X, as to shame. Borberg observes that it may also signify to sting, to take out blood with a thorn. This was a common form of sacrifice among the Indians and seemed to indicate the real meaning of the sentence as used by the author. Quasezan vak is to punish. Do not punish. Okay. According to the Vocabulario de los Padres Franciscanos, the entire I hope there's no more mice in my house. Just fucking revving their engines. I was doing it at a stoplight. Okay. The entire passage is an invitation to the heart of heaven, which is the hurricanes, I think, to come and take part in casting lots and not let the diviners fail. So they all want help. And they want help from everybody. So don't punish Tepu and Gukumats, which I think is mom and dad. I don't really remember. Then they talked and spoke the truth. Your figures of wood shall come out well. They shall speak and talk on earth. Beautiful. So they were given their blessing by the hurricane family, the hurricane triplets. So may it be, they answered when they spoke. And instantly the figures were made of wood. They looked like men, talked like men, and populated the surface of the earth. Is there mice in my house? Man, I keep having these mouse holocausts. They had daughters. Okay. They existed and multiplied. They had daughters. They had sons, these wooden figures, but they did not have souls, nor minds. They did not remember their creator, their maker. They walked on all fours, aimlessly. So they're fucking cool, but they're talking around, they're banging. But they're walking on all fours, huh? They no longer remembered the heart of heaven, and therefore they fell out of favor. It was merely a trial, an attempt at man. At first they spoke, but their face was without expression. Their feet and hands had no strength. They had no blood nor substance, nor moisture, nor flesh. Their cheeks were dry, their feet and hands were dry, and their flesh was yellow. Interesting. Therefore, they no longer thought of their Creator, nor their Maker, nor of those who had made them and cared for them. These were the first men who existed in great numbers on the face of the earth. I'm a little itty bitty kitty cat walking through the forest. I'm a little itty bitty kitty cat walking through the forest. I'm a little itty bitty kitty cat walking through the forest. I ain't a tourist, I just been rapping on the rapping and a rapping, try to make me a chorus. Boom, boom, boom. I'm a little itty bitty 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 baby bird. I'm a little itty bitty bitty baby man. I've been here since the start of creation. I'm a little itty bitty baby bird man. I'm a little itty bitty baby bird looking for my soul. I'm a little itty bitty baby bird looking for my soul. I'm a little itty bitty baby bird looking for a soul. Make me, create me, I don't know where I've been lately. Make me, create me, I don't know where I am. My key. I'm a little itty bitty baby kitty cat. I'm a little itty bitty kitty walking through the forest. I'm a little itty bitty kitty walking right through the forest. My name is Horace, I ain't a tourist. I like to put words together, make a chorus. Okay, we got it. I'll get the food out in a little bit. zoodling, cool at a poodle with a pool noodle. Zip zap zoodling, cool at a poodle with a pool noodle. I gotta pause it for a second. I did my hair. So let's recap. I'm fucking absolutely in love with this book. Again, I really like these creation myths that include relatable gods, right? Like these guys are just trying to, I don't know. It sounds like they can't survive without us or without worship. Oh, wrong page. So maybe not relatable being the best word, but it's funner, you know? Infallible God that fucking, I don't know, it's so annoying. These guys are making mistakes. They thought they could talk to deer. I love it. So beautiful. So let's try to understand why they would come up with things like this. So if you are alive and you've been alive for, let's say, as old as me. So I would be probably an old guy. I am. I'm 35 years old. And I was trying to explain how I thought the universe was created. I would draw upon my own successes and failures, right? So I think this explains a difference in cultures, right? The ancient chpt Maya are explaining a creator that is fallible, a creator that makes mistakes, right? That doesn't even know what they're doing sometimes, and they have to confer and they have to plan, and the plan doesn't go necessarily according to plan. You know, this is indicative of a mind, of a cultural mind that accepts, that doesn't see failure as a defeat, but a stepping stone, as it should be. And I just don't feel the same way about the Bible. I feel like it's a book of fear. It's a book of just sadness. It's a book of not admitting when you're wrong. It's a book of lying. I really feel that way. Like all this shit. I just got to Leviticus, and Moses is just telling people how they gotta do stuff this way. They gotta do it this way because God loves fatty animals. I don't know. It just seems like such a fucking dumb cover up for what is clearly a man who wants free food and free jewelry and them to build a house for him. Fuck you, Moses. You're a shitty guy. I mean, that's how it feels to me. So the Bible is indicative of a culture that does not admit defeat. It does not admit when they're wrong. And the Popova is, I'm getting a very different feeling. Although I'm kind of dumb and I don't remember anything, and I'm really not the best person to do anything to make these judgments. But let's think about it, you know? It's fun to think about. So they tried. They got it, and they're like grass. Because I think it's hard for anybody, even today, to think of man is not the best, brightest. Best being the most interesting, almost immeasurable word. Um, those same people say America is number one, or whatever stuff like that. Like these immeasurable concepts. What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you trying to say? You fucking lost track of what you're trying to say. Go pull your shit out the oven. Ah. I once was a donkey, and I went to a party. I should not have gone to the donkey party. It was weird, it had me stuff. I got drunk and farted. That looks pretty good. So my point is that they're gonna feel like what needs to be created is man. Because we're the ones that we're hunting. We are at the top of a food chain. I mean, especially now we have these crazy industries where we're just like this chicken and spaghetti. I just like, look what I just made in the oven. I don't know. It's insane to think that that's not a success. I don't really think of it as a success in union or in harmony with this planet at all. Because it's the information I'm receiving. While there might be a liberal bias to it, seems to suggest that it's not a sustainable way to eat my food. What's your point? But, so I totally understand that the author or authors of this book would initially see that what God's goal or the creator's goal of this whole situation would be to create them. Because we all have a feeling of self-importance. Every one of us. Even the worst of us. Trust me. So initially, it seems easy to create plants in dirt, right? It's just there. Like, it's the same kind of concept of magical thinking as is in the Bible, but like they just wanted the God wanted it, so it's there. But don't tell anybody I did that with the tea bag. It's not weird. Oh, so I don't think it's bizarre that the Earth as is before mankind, or the Earth as is as it was in a primitive sense, was just bereft of animal and man life. And to think of animals as a lower thinker than man, it seems fair, right? They are. We can trick them pretty easily. Most of the time. Some of the time. But they're smart, they learn, whatever. But so to think of animals as different attempts at mankind, I think is kind of a beautiful and pretty poetic way to think, right? Not poetic, but astute. There's probably no information of a history of man without animals. Like, our entire history, everything about mankind is based on our relationship with animals in the natural world. So to suggest that we were there before animals or before plant life is silly. I understand them not trying to make that weird leap, like mankind was first. Bible did the same thing. But here's the part I love the most, is the failure. The failure of Mudman. Oh, it's so beautiful. Like, they know what they want. I don't understand the real goal of Grandma, Grandpa, and the Hurricane Twins, triplets, and I don't know how many creators there are. Let's be real clear, no idea. Could be 20, could be 5, it could be just 2. I don't understand. No. The heart of heaven is its own entity, composed of 3 lightnings or something. Whatever. That's cool. I fucking love it. Maybe that's what needs to, like, the motion needs to move things. Whatever. But they fail at the Mudman. And they're like, fuck, we can't do this. And they scrap it all. Or I think they just scrapped the Mudman. I bet you that's what they meant by that. They didn't like... I'm not getting a fucking Old Testament God feeling where it's like, I fucked up, let's burn it all, because there's gay people and angels trying to fuck everything. No. People are trying to fuck the angels. weren't they? Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, they're trying to bang those guys. Was that a different apocalypse? I don't know. And then they try again, out of a firmer piece of nature. Like man is carved from something that's already here. Like we weren't like wished into creation. It's just it's so much prettier. It's so much more humble of a beginning to be. I don't know. We'll see how this book goes. I really like it though. All right. So recap. They're like, oh man, we need something to take care of this grass and trees and stuff. And they're like, oh, how about birds and pumas? And they're like, fuck yeah. And they made these dope ass birds and pumas. And they're like, hey man, don't you love this? And they're like, rawr. And they're like, man, you guys, you don't even get it. You don't even get it. They're like, let's make someone who gets it. And they're like, how about this mud over here? Does it get it? And they form the mud into this fucking lump of shit that just falls into the ground. And they're like, it didn't understand either. The mud pile. And they're like, well, fuck the mud. Let's carve a man out of tree wood. And they did it. And the tree wood works in a sense. They are autonomous creatures living their lives, moving around, having sex, multiplying, having children, talking to each other, but they're hollow. They have a yellow skin, kind of like me in this light. And it's just not quite right. They are so loose in the mind, or so empty perhaps, that they can't praise gods. They can't praise the good Gukumats and Tetsuo, the hunter or whatever. But that was the first and second attempt at mankind. Absolutely gorgeous. I fucking love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I gotta text somebody back. Is it too late? It's probably pretty late. I love you. Stop. I wonder when I'll start hating this book. Let's make our guesses. We're on page like 90 or something. I skipped a lot. Fuck that intro. Maybe I'll read it afterwards. I'm guessing by part 3, chapter 5, I'll hate this fucking book. I'm going to read the first chapter, or the first part of it. And they did not have fire. Only the people of Tohil had it. He was the god of the tribes which first created fire. Never mind. I already love it. I don't know. I will hate this book eventually. Because that's just the kind of guy I am. Bye. I love you. Nah.